Hi, my name is Bill, and today's Bible story is a true story about a man that didn't obey God. What happened to him? Well, we're going to find out in our true story about a man named Jonah. Now, a long time ago, there was a man whose name was Jonah. And Jonah loved God a lot, and he usually obeyed God. But one day, God wanted Jonah to do something that Jonah did not want to do. You see, the people in the land of Nineveh stopped believing in God, and they were lying and stealing and cheating and hurting each other. And God said, Jonah, I want you to go to Nineveh, and I want you to tell those people that if they don't stop being so wicked, and if they don't start obeying me and loving me again, that I'm going to destroy their land. Now, Jonah didn't like these people at all. And so Jonah came up with his own plan. He decided instead of getting into a boat that led to Nineveh, he would get into a boat that led the opposite direction. And he went in that boat and he lay down and he took a little nap. Well, he thought he could escape from God. But you know what? You can't hide from God. And so while Jonah was sleeping in that boat, a big storm hit and winds started to come up and the waves started to crash inside the boat and the rains came down even more. And the people in the boat, the captain in the boat said, throw things overboard, we're going to sink. And so they started throwing things overboard, but that still wasn't working. And then they looked down and there was Jonah sleeping. And the captain woke up Jonah and said, wake up, pray to your God. We're going to drown. Maybe your God is strong enough to save us. And Jonah said, I know exactly what the problem is. I'm the problem. I disobeyed God and he's really, really mad. Throw me into the water and you will be saved. And they said, we can't throw you into the water. You'll die. And Jonah said, if you don't throw me into the water, you will die. And so the men picked Jonah up and threw him into the water. Now, God loved Jonah, remember. He didn't want anything to happen to him, but he didn't like what Jonah was doing. So God sent a huge fish, and the fish swallowed Jonah up. And in the belly of that fish, Jonah had some thinking time. It wasn't a great place to be. It was probably dark and smelly and probably kind of a scary place. But inside the belly of that fish, Jonah prayed to God. And he said, God, I am so sorry. I really made a mistake. I still don't want to go to Nineveh, but sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do. If you let me out of this big fish, I'll obey you and I'll do as you say. And so, you know, after 3 days in the belly of that fish, the fish swam ashore, opened his mouth, and Jonah escaped. This time, Jonah went to Nineveh and he talked to the people. And he said, you guys are not obeying God and you're not worshiping God. And instead, you're being very wicked. God wants you to change your ways or he will destroy your land. And the people said, Jonah, thank you for telling us. You're right. We haven't been obeying God. We will from now on. And they did. And Jonah learned that it's important to obey God no matter what. You know, obeying is not always easy to do, is it? You know, sometimes our parents say, bedtime, or clean up your room. And we don't want to do that sometimes. But God wants us to obey even when it's hard. And obeying isn't just hard for children, it's hard for grown-ups too. So let's work on this together, and we'll check back with each other and see how we did, okay? Until next time, have a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.